Good afternoon, everyone. And yes, my name is John Smith. Today, I'm going to lecture you for hours on quantum mechanics. However, I've seemed to misplace my lesson plans, so we won't be doing that, which is a good thing because I don't know anything about quantum mechanics, and many of you probably don't either. No, instead, today, we'll be learning about these 42 wonderful men and James Buchanan, if you would pop up there. I began studying the presidents my freshman year of high school, and they immediately caught my interest. Each one of them is unique, except perhaps for John Quincy Adams, who is just like his father in every way possible. And he should be up there. Each one of them can teach us a lesson, but due to time restrictions, we'll only focus on a select few. Which brings me first, there they are. Which brings me first to George Washington, who's probably the most notable president we all know. We're taught in school that Washington was a hero who liberated adolescent America from the over-controlling mother country. Washington does have an impressive resume. He was a general, commander-in-chief, president, and even the man in the Mickey Mouse costume at Disneyland. Obviously, one of those is a lie. I'll let you figure that out for yourself. Washington started his career as a colonel during the French and Indian War, which proved to be Washington's greatest failure to date. However, he never gave up, and through his persistence, he was able to rise to the top. There is one man, however, whose persistence can compete with Washington's, and that man is Andrew Jackson, commonly known as Old Hickory. Jackson happens to be a personal favorite of mine because he is the champion of the common man who molded his entire life around fighting for the common citizens of this country. He didn't sectionalize. He viewed everyone as economic equals. Jackson was also the type of man who did what he wants, when he wants, where he wants, as long as his wife said it was okay. The next man is William Henry Harrison, who is a very interesting character. He was a military leader, born and raised in a log cabin, and drank hard cider. He was the ideal common man for the era. However, none of this happened during his presidency, because he died 1 month into it. For those of you who are familiar with memes, the lesson to take from this: don't give a 2-hour-long speech in freezing cold, rainy weather, or you will contract pneumonia and die. Probably just about as famous as Washington, Abraham Lincoln served as president during the time when the country was in the midst of a great civil war. There were many causes of this war, which included representation in Congress, the election of Lincoln himself, and the secret presence of vampires in the country. Sneaky Dracula. The one issue focused on with the Civil War is the issue of slavery, which haunted back to the founding of Jamestown. How could one man contradict a time-honored tradition in this country? Well, Lincoln did. He felt it was necessary for everyone to be equal in order for a nation to prosper. With the passing of the 13th Amendment, slavery was abolished, and construction on the Golden Road towards equality had begun. There is one question, however, that ponders historians to this day, and that question was what was under Lincoln's signature stovepipe hat. Because that looks like a sneaky man. Speak softly and carry a big stick. If you're familiar with this phrase, you either A, study African proverbs, or B, have heard of Theodore Roosevelt. Roosevelt was president during a progressive era in American history, and his progressivism showed in his presidency. He issued the Square Deal, which was designed to make the condition of living for all American citizens better than it has ever been before. In the Square Deal was the Food and Drug Act, which was designed to protect consumers from harmful products. Because of Roosevelt, the condition of living for all Americans was substantially better than it ever had been. Next man is William Howard Taft, who was a big man in American politics, metaphorically and literally. He was the hand-chosen successor and close friend of Theodore Roosevelt, which made Taft even more stressed when Roosevelt turned on him out of disappointment. Taft being a stress eater, began to eat and eat until one day he ate so much he ended up stuck in a bathtub. Lesson to take from this? Don't trust politicians, or you will end up stuck in a bathtub. Many view Franklin Delano Roosevelt as one of the greatest presidents of all time. And who can blame them? He was the longest elected president who got us through both the Great Depression and World War II. During the Great Depression, many Americans lost their jobs and homes. So FDR issued the New Deal, which was designed to enact many new government programs to get the American people back on their feet. Through the New Deal and manufacturing for the wartime effort, America was pulled out of the Great Depression. Sadly, his life was cut short in 1945. The lesson to take from Bill Clinton? Don't mess with the interns. Moving on now. Whether you like him or not, Barack Obama is our current president, and I took a risk speaking about him today because of the multiple viewpoints people have towards him. In my opinion, universal health care is directed towards the middle and lower classes who cannot afford health care. My family is personally affected by this because just recently my father has passed away due to a sudden heart attack, and we can't afford a medical insurance. If something were to happen to my mother, my brother, or even me, we'd be in debt for a long time. Universal health care is designed to give anyone health insurance without question of economic income. And through all the negativity, Barack Obama continued to push for it, and that's something to be proud of. So that is where we were and where we are. But where will we be in the future? Will we get another man or woman willing to stand up for whatever they believe is right, no matter what stands in their way, like Andrew Jackson? Or someone who'll be able to pull us out of a great catastrophe, like FDR? Only time will tell, but I hope that is whoever up there, that our next leader is like one of these men. Now, you're probably asking me, John, how does this connect to humankind? Oop, went too far there, gave you the answer. Well, here's a little test. Think, what did we learn from these presidents I spoke about today? Should be an easy test because I flashed ahead. We learned to stand up for your fellow man or woman. A nation cannot prosper if we individualize. If you stand up for someone, they will in turn stand up for you. Every day you can stand up for someone, and I challenge you to stand up for someone today, whether it be a relative, friend, or even someone walking down the street. I challenge you to apply this lesson that I've learned from the president to your lives. Thank you.